question.
All right, now this next question I'm gonna ask you, my brother. You gotta be real careful when you're answering this question. Because this is the question.
When you ask the question.
This is the question that can put you on the hot seat. It determines on your answer.
On the hot seat.
It determines on your answer. You ready for this? Because this is a hot topic as well. Do you see the black woman as a god beside the black man as a god? Because a lot of people say the black woman can never be God. She is earth. But do you see the black woman as a goddess as well?
Absolutely, the black woman is the goddess beside the God.
Okay.
The black man is God and the black woman is goddess. Okay. Anything else is non-mathematical. Now, to say the black woman is God and stop there, that's non-mathematical.
Right, I disagree with that.
To say the black man is God and deny the other part of that equation is not mathematics. True mathematics is Maya, is Islam. The black man is God, the black woman is goddess. The black woman is earth, only in a symbolic sense. Just like the black man is sun, S-U-N, only in a symbolic sense. Why say the black woman can't be a goddess because she's earth? Well, that means the black man can't be God because he's sun. No, sun and earth are cosmological symbols for the black man and woman. What we are is God and goddess.
So what do you say when you see a black man who rapes a little baby, or if you see a black man who kills another brother? Is he still God? How could he be looked at as a god?
Egyptian, he's a dead god. Let me say this. If we walk down the street and there's a dead dog on the cement, the dog is dead, but he's still a dog.
Okay.
The black man by nature is God. But there's a difference between the true and living God and the dead God. That difference between the black Amun of ancient Kemet and the blue-black Amun of ancient Kemet. What I've been demonstrating is that the secret of all of the ancient mysteries of Kemet, the ancient mysteries of Sumer, the ancient mysteries of India, the secret of all of the esoteric or Gnostic traditions, esoteric Judaism, being Kabbalah, Sufism. The secret of all of them is that God is a black man, but a God that died. See, the secret is the death of the black God. And what we are witnessing when black men rape black babies, we're witnessing the dead black God. And we must be clear on the distinction between true and living God and dead God. Yes, he's a God, but he's a goddamn dead God. It needs to be physically killed once that line is crossed.
Back up a little bit.
If I may ask a question, tying into that in a little bit, and again, this is somewhat sensitive. I think it's indisputable the work, the upliftment, the enlightenment that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did, mentally, spiritually, economically, with the businesses. But if there is to be what many consider a blemish possibly in his leadership or maybe his judgment, I'll see how you deal with it, was at that point, as a leader of the Nation of Islam, that he took on several, I don't know what you would consider women, okay, wives, that some were of the teenage years, and he had children with them. Now he was legally married, or under this system he was married. How was that looked on? Was that a choice that was in line with his leadership, or was that
No, that choice was Islam, and that choice was African. Polygyny is an Islamic tradition, and it's an African tradition. And let's be real clear, those were his wives. And the children born from them were his children. The children from his wives. You know, the African, I would really implore you and us to study the African tradition of polygyny. You know, you want to trip on the age of his wives, well then raising that issue is a very non-African thing to do. Because so-called child marriages, see, child marriages is how Europeans characterize the traditional African practice. Now, child meaning including so-called teenagers, but all of the wives of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they weren't little babies. They were his wives. And was that a blemish on his leadership? Absolutely not. It was a very Islamic thing to do, it was a very African thing to do, and it was a very foresighted thing to do, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's concern was the propagation of his spiritual legacy. And the children that were born to him previously, he understood were not going to be the ones to propagate his spiritual legacy. And so he bore children from believing women that would and that are propagating his spiritual legacy. That was a wise move on the messenger of Allah.
So in saying they were his wives, there was an actual ceremony that he took them as, or was it, because
you know he's a Muslim, right? So I don't know what ceremony. I don't know if you're looking for a Christian ceremony.
No.
Don't apply Western Christian standards. Don't imprison. You know, this Muslim black man from America who rejected Western culture, rejected Western institutionalism. Don't hold him to that standard. That's unfair and disingenuous.
But even under Islam, he took them through a ceremony that had them acknowledged as his wife.
He took him through the same ceremony, if you will, as Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did when he took him as a wife. He did what he, as a messenger of Allah, as a Muslim man, was able to do, to have wives, to take wives.
I was not aware of that. I had always thought it was never acknowledged that they were somehow pushed away from the family.
Every relationship has disputes. Are you married, beloved?
No, not yet.
Have you been married?
No.
Okay. Anyone who is or has ever been married knows there will be rough times in a marriage.
That's right.
There will be disagreement. There will be face-to-face throwdown. I'm through with you. I hate you. All of that is part of marriage. And the messengers of God are not exempt from those very human realities when it comes to male-female relationships.
I have another question.